and the pandemic has gotten on my last nerve. So I bought a coronavirus vaccine off of Wish.com for only $20,000. And I had to wait 2 months for it to come, but then it finally arrived and it up the stairs. But I opened up the box and I pulled the vial out. I wasn't sure how to take it, but I wasn't gonna use a needle because I am needle. And the pandemic has gotten on my last nerve. So I bought a coronavirus vaccine off of Wish.com for only $20,000. And I had to wait 2 months for it to come, but then it finally arrived in this huge crate that I could barely lift up the stairs. But I opened up the box and I pulled the vial out. I wasn't sure how to take it, but I wasn't gonna use a needle because I am needleophobic. So I put some of it in my juice bottle and I drank it, and I was feeling pretty okay. And I went to go test it out by licking as many public surfaces as I could for an hour straight. Then as I was walking home, I started to feel a little dizzy. And when I finally got home, I double-checked the packaging, only to realize they had sent me a vial of Obama bathwater. And there was no vaccine. I took the vial and flushed it down the toilet, but then I remembered, you can't flush glass down the toilet. And then I heard a bang, and I ran outside to go see what it was. And all the pipes had exploded on my street, and there was doo-doo water everywhere. And I had caused a disaster. But the one good thing was, I saw Remy the Ratatouille floating on a piece of cheese. And I said, "Hi, Remy," as he sailed off into the drain. Okay, so I found some weird Tic Tac looking things in the bathroom that weren't mine. And I was pretty bored, so I ate them all. And I felt like I was in the show Euphoria. Stranger. But I thought they would be tropical fruit flavored, but they were very much not. And I started wondering what they actually are, and I looked in the drawer where I found them, and they were growth capsules. I was confused, but I got super excited because I want to be 8 feet tall and stomp on all the people that walk slow and just tower over everyone stomping on it. Oh wait, they're actually foam animal pills that grow in water. I started freaking out because I can barely digest Taco Bell, so I don't think I can digest that. And I grabbed a bunch and put them in water to see what animal was growing inside me, and when I pulled the foam out and looked at the diagram, it was a horse! And you know what? I embraced it. I became my true calling of a horse boy, and I put on my 4 shoes on all 4 of my hoofs, and then I played every horse's favorite song right now. And I ran off into the world to start a new life. Okay, so I bought one of those things that lets you FaceTime your dog and shoot treats at them, but today I was looking at the camera and I noticed that she's been taking all of her treats behind the couch for some reason. So I went to go see what she was doing with them, and she's been storing them so that she can pretend like I never gave her one in the first place and then ask for more like the fat little bitch she is. And yes, I can call her that because bitch means female dog, and she is a female dog. Anyways, I had enough of her scamming me, so I decided to empty out the treat machine and fill it with her least favorite treat. Green beans, baby! I put a bean on the plate and cut it up into small little pieces, and then I loaded it into the machine, and I shot it out at her, and at first she didn't want to eat it, but then she got bored, and she ate them, and I was so happy because I thought I got her on a diet, until I heard a weird coughing noise come from downstairs. I ran downstairs to see what was happening, and that's when I saw her on my beanbag bed, next to the beans when she had thrown out. I got beans in my bed! So I was going through my local Taco Bell drive-thru when I saw some money had fallen out of a customer's car in front of me. So I pulled up to pick it up, and it was $200. And at first I was like, whoa, Canadian money actually does smell like maple syrup. But secondly, they probably need it. I should really leave it behind for them. Psych, bitch! I went to Michael's to spend $200 on crabs! Because last time I went to Michael's, I was like a toddler with like 3 Robux in my bank account. So I walked in and I decided to buy whatever looked cool. I found one of those kits where you break open the geodes, so I grabbed one of those, and then there was a bunch of fake fruits. And I saw they had fake bananas, so I bought a fake banana. But when I went to pay, the cashier found a bite mark on my banana and asked me if I still wanted the bitten banana, but I bought the bitten banana anyways. And then when I got home, I broke the box open because I don't own scissors. And look, it came with these fun goggles. Anyways, next I went to my garage to find a hammer, and then I put the geode on the ground and smacked it! And that baby blew open. And it looks kind of like a fruit gusher, so please let me know in the comments if I can eat these or not. Thank you, bye. Today, as I was driving, I saw the most precious old man dressed up as Santa, and he was standing on the street corner waving at cars as they went by. So I parked my car and I went up to him, and he was giving out free candy canes. I thought that was so nice, so I grabbed the whole basket because I was really hungry and they were also free. And as I was running away from him, I heard him call me a ho-ho-ho or something. But anyways, I got into my car and I ate all the candy canes, and they were so delicious. But that's when I noticed that the basket said Salvation Army Donation Bin, and I was like, Army? I didn't know Sam streamed BTS. But then I saw there was a bunch of money at the bottom, and I started to tear up because not only did Santa give me free candy canes, but he also gave me free money. So guys, from now on, if you ever see one of these in public, that is a bucket of free money just for you. So make sure you grab it and run. So my dad loves mangoes, so for Christmas, I got him a single mango from Walmart as his Christmas present. But I couldn't just wrap it because it would be obvious that I got him a mango like everyone else does for Christmas. So I grabbed my wrapping paper and I wrapped it as something completely different, then I put it under the tree. But a few weeks had passed and it started to smell really bad, and when I checked it, the mango had molded. So I had to throw the whole freaking present out and wrap a brand new mango. But I had run out of wrapping paper, so I got in my car and I drove back to Walmart and I found a tube of basic wrapping paper. And then I pretended it was a sword and I was swinging it around, but I accidentally killed a minion. Anyways, then I was bored in line, so I screamed into it like a horn and I said, "Arby's, we have the meat." Anyways, I got home and I cut up the mango. I grabbed a random DVD case and I put all the mango slices in it. But my dad's cat tried eating it. Ugh. And then I wrapped the Lego Star Wars for Xbox 360 disc case and put it under the tree. And when I woke up this morning on Christmas, I gave it to him. What? Today I woke up and grabbed my phone and text my friends, "Good morning, bestie." But instead I chose violence today. And out of the blue, I Snapchatted my friend, "I know what you did." And then I had added her on Snapchat because I wanted to see her anger level. Then I put my phone away and I went upstairs to make lunch. And while I was getting the ingredients to make some delicious chocolate nachos, my phone started blowing up. But I didn't look at them because I was microwaving my chocolate nachos. And then once the nachos were done, I sat down and I enjoyed them. And then I went to the sink and I washed my plate. And then I decided it was a good time to assess her anger level. So I checked my phone and she had said,
"Yeah, I told everyone you're an ugly ass, annoying ass, smelly ass bitch. With a dog that looks like a raw chicken breast. You could totally use the eye crust as seasoning. Where's my number?"
So anyways, I don't have my best friend anymore and I'm going back to bed.
Hi, here's how you can save the Arctic in less than a minute. There's a place called the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. It is one of the last places
After typing in my PIN, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, I went to Panda Express and I enjoyed some yummy shrimp. But when I was driving home, I felt the COVID-21 germs from licking the gas station keypad bubbling in my stomach, and I went home and I fell to my bed. And I started coughing when all of a sudden I coughed up a piece of Lego. But I kept coughing and eventually I had enough Lego pieces to build a little Lego house. So maybe COVID-21 isn't that bad. I was sitting on the floor eating a Rice Krispie snack when my dad randomly came home with a dog. We don't have a dog. We have a cat. So what is that? And I said, "Did you just buy a dog?" And my dad told me he just bought a dog. So, I guess I have a dog in my dad's house now. And I went to go pet it, but it keeps running away from me and looking at me like I'm a demon, which I am. But it still made me sad, and I was sitting around trying to figure out how to become friends with this baby dog. And then I realized I could probably... give it something like a treat. So I got off my butt and I went upstairs and I looked in the pantry and found some dog bones. I opened up the package and grabbed a bone, and then I slowly approached him and placed it on the mat. But then my dad's cat Luna got in the way. Ugh. Anyways, I gave it another bone and it bit my hand so hard like 3 Just kidding. He let me come near, and when I touched him, he twitched and it scared me a little bit. But then he let me pet him. And now we're almost besties, and I took him on a little walk and took some cute pictures with him. So if you want to see more of Sammy, I posted the pics on my Instagram at Ben of the Week. Okay, bye. Ever since Trump got banned off of every social media platform, I actually discovered the last way that he's been able to whine to his little Trump stands, since he can't be on Twitter anymore. And you're probably wondering, what is it? Well, last January, my number got leaked online, and someone took my number and gave it to the Trump campaign. So they've been sending me non-stop texts, emails, and calling me like once a week.
To support Donald Trump.
And whenever they call me, I, politely decline. Anyways, since he's been banned, it's been real quiet. Until one day, I was drinking Red Bull out of my frog mug on the balcony when a piece of paper hit me in the head from the sky, and I saw a carrier pigeon flying away. Anyways, I looked at the note, and it was a note from Trump himself, saying he's bored and losing his job and needs $50. So you know what I did? I went looking for the perfect pigeon to send back to the President of the United States, and I found a strong young pigeon with just a dash of rabies. I showed it a picture of Trump, pointed it in the direction of the White House, and I said, "Fly, baby, fly." Valentine's Day is in exactly 1 month, and I'm not letting you be sad and single like me. So I made a list of 3 ways you can easily get a babe. The first and best method is to search up their Spotify or Apple Music and look at what their top songs are. And then you can take their top songs and put it on your story and pretend like you have the same music taste. Then they'll see it and you can tell them, "Why, yes, I love Pilot's License by Olivia Mosquito." The second method is to buy a billboard asking your crush out, but that's kind of expensive. So finally, the third method is to post TikToks in front of your house, making sure the street sign is visible in the background. Then when you get home, I just like to leave the door unlocked and post things that would really attract some new friends. This will invite plenty of new people to come to your house and meet you. Like, there's this mysterious hooded figure that took all my stuff yesterday. I considered it a Valentine's gift from me to them, and I think we might have a spark between us. Today, I was in the drive-thru line at Starbucks trying to get the Donald Trump drink, which is just a cup that's full of sad old man tears. But as I pulled up, I was feeling generous, and I told the barista, "Can I pay for the order in front of me?" And the Starbucks employee said,
That's so sweet. Let me bring that up for you. Would you like anything else?
so I said, "Can I get a cake pop and a white hot chocolate?" But that's when the barista said,
That comes up to $94.24.
I stopped and said, "What in the star did you say?" And the barista told me they ordered 7 drinks, 4 pastries, and a travel mug. So I told the barista, "Hey, I'm actually just gonna get the cake pop." But the person ahead of me had already driven away, and they told me I had to pay or the cops would be called. So I pulled up and paid, but I wasn't gonna stop until I got my travel mug. I followed the car until it parked, and I approached the window, and I said, "Give me the mug!" Anyways, look at my $94 Starbucks travel mug that I had to pry out of a soccer mom's hands. So, I lost my debit card for the 5th time this year, and the bank won't give me a new one, so I went to Foot Locker today to sell my feet pics, because I'm completely broke, and after looking everywhere and asking an employee, I could not find the locker full of feet pics, and I thought, this place is such a scam. Why would you call Foot Locker if there's no locker where people can buy feet pics? That's when I had the realization I can make my own Foot Locker and sell my feet pics on the side of the road. I started by holding up an iPad with some samples, but people kept driving by and no one bought any. But you know what they say, baby? Work smarter, not harder. So when I got home, I started making a sign that said feet pictures $3. So I painted it real nice and then I hit the streets again. And when I got to a busy street, I taped the iPad to it with the Google slideshow playing of my feet. And I waved it around a bit more, but even that wasn't working. So I had to do what I never thought I'd do. I seductively took my shoe off and then lowered the sock off my foot. And then I started waving at people driving by with my feet. But it was too much. I ran home and felt so dirty and unwanted because no one wanted my little big...
So I have a chunk of dry ice from buying human organs off the black market, but I was thinking, how do you even get rid of dry ice? Like, it doesn't melt because it's literally frozen air and it repels water, which means it's homophobic. Oh wait, I mean hydrophobic. Anyways, I'm clinically stupid, so I broke a piece in half and plopped it in my toilet to see what would happen. I'm just making these fun little bubbles, so I filled the bathtub and grabbed the rest of it and threw it in some water to see what would happen. And anyways, that was a mistake because I filled the whole shower up with gases and I remembered it's not frozen air, it's frozen CO2, and I was getting lightheaded and I wasn't trying to die. So I took the piece out and I brought it to the sink and I jammed it down the drain as best as I could so it would go away. And then I took a deep breath of relief until I looked down to see I was standing in a puddle of water and boom, my pipes exploded. There was water spraying me everywhere in the face. It got everywhere. Anyways, I may have caused a catastrophic water main failure in my whole neighborhood and flooded 102 buildings. So, I don't think the vegan chicken nuggets were worth it.
Because now the FBI is gonna be on my ass. Because this morning I was watching how snails make love when my MacBook camera turned on. And usually it's just my FBI agent checking in to see if I'm doing okay mentally. But this time they messaged me and said, "Did you really buy human organs off of them?" And I said, "No." And then my FBI agent told me, "Go to therapy." And I was like, "Damn, you're right." And I went to bed. Don't buy organs on the black market, or your FBI agent will make you go to therapy. My dearest Mima once told me, the circle of life is everywhere. That's why today I'm using her ashes to season my baked salmon for supper. I get all my seafood fresh from the sewer drain behind my local prison, because my uncle taught me when I was a young boy that if you take headphones with a phone attached playing Ed Sheeran and leave them by a sewer drain overnight, the fish in the sewers will sewer-side. And when you check back the next day, you'll have plenty of fish ready for the lunch. Now, I'm not using any seasoning other than Mima herself, because I'm half white, and my Mima told me that seasoning is the devil. Plus, the fish is already marinated in toxic chemicals to give it a little bit of a kick from the sewer runoff. I throw it in the oven at 400 degrees, and once it's done and I take it out, I finish it with a few more ashes. And then I finally take my first bite. Toilet. Bye, Mima. I was microwaving hot chip ravioli and sitting by a fire that I started in my living room when I started longing for someone to share the meal with. But then my eyes caught the word Tinder. I dropped my ravioli and grabbed my phone to download Tinder. Then I made a profile to show off my personality and my love for food. After I added some pictures and finished my profile, I was gonna run some ranch dressing through my coffee maker to see what would happen. When all of a sudden my phone went off, and when I grabbed it, it notified me that I had a match. Ever since then, we've been talking non-stop, and we're gonna go on a picnic tonight and see who can dislocate their jaw the furthest and fit the most apples in their mouth. Anyways, wish me luck on my date. So TikTok sent me a skateboard, and I decided to ride it down my stairs so I could see a Juice WRLD concert. And you're probably wondering, how did I get one? And it's cause I used my Russian hacking skills to make me the most followed person by changing my follow count from 6.7 M to a B.
M to the B.
M to the B. Anyways, what the frick? It didn't come with wheels. And I was like, what the heck? I was supposed to hang it on my wall. But I have trauma from last week when my stop sign fell off my wall and almost chopped me up into cooked sashimi. So I decided maybe I can ride it down the stairs, but I don't want to meet Michael Jackson. Wait, never mind. Michael Jackson's in hell. So I put on my frog costume from Halloween, but not only is it a frog costume, it's an inflatable frog costume. I started at the top of my stairs, and I slowly nudged myself forward until I wrote it down, and...
My mom died. I inherited $498 million. You are joking. I am 25. I am literally 25. Let's go grape picking with Lady Gaga. So I've been aging to kind of see what happens with that. And I haven't been able to like find someone that is a prince or whatever. So I think I'm just gonna date someone random. Okay, maybe not him. We'll go with him. Rowan Winehouse. Should I propose to him at a botanical garden? Oh, he accepted. A royal wedding, you guys.
So anyways, now the board is snapped in half, but I got this cool new brew, so if anyone could give it a fun name, that would be greatly appreciated. Today, I hiked up to the Hollywood sign, but there was a fence blocking access to it, so I committed a little bit of a crime, and I managed to get through, and I changed the sign to kind of nervous, so I ran into the bushes and I hid from them because apparently I was on government property, or whatever that means. Anyways, I got an emergency alert on my phone, and when I checked, it said that there was a $2 million bounty for a 6-foot man in green. So I realized I'll have to live off the grid forever in these bushes, with my only food being Lady Gaga Oreos that I brought as a snack. Anyways, I managed to sneak away to a swamp, but I heard the choppers getting closer. But that's when I looked in the distance and saw none other than a 6-foot man in green in the swamp. I had to act fast, so I grabbed my phone and I dialed 911 and I ratted on Shrek. Anyways, Shrek was arrested and charged with 8 felonies, and I got a $2 million reward. So now I'm rich and I bought a mansion. Thanks, Shrek. So I've always wondered, what would happen if you put a Tide Pod in your dishwasher instead of like the dish soap pod thing? Like, would it explode, or like what would happen? So today I decided to sacrifice my Android phone to record it. And I turned the flash on and put it in my dishwasher. And then once it was recording inside there, I closed it up and started the dishwasher on the low cycle. But after a few minutes, it started shaking a lot. And I noticed that there was water leaking and dripping out the bottom. So I panicked and I canceled it and I opened it up and I took the phone out and somehow it survived and was still working. So I played the video to see what happened, and... every time you're not running, Ed Sheeran gets closer. I was making sushi with raw chicken instead of raw fish, but I accidentally dropped it on the floor. And when I bent over to pick it up, I saw my legs and wondered if I could wax them so they would feel like 2 slippery hot dogs. So I canceled my chicken sushi, and once I was done cleaning it all up, I went to my garage to find a bottle of Gorilla Glue to wax my legs.